What's up, guys? It's Rado and Foodboy here. Today we're going to be talking about something that I'm surprisingly, really surprised about. That it's still even happening is the One Piece live action. Ichiro Oda created this masterpiece manga, which I didn't read. I like the anime. I watched the anime. I'm up to date, basically. One Piece, and I'm so excited that they created a live action One Piece show. And One Piece is like, if I was to think of a show to make live action, it would not be One Piece because it's such a crazy world. And I'm just so excited that we're getting to the level that of live action anime that people are willing to take the risk. You know what I mean? To create a show that's this big. And One Piece is a very big anime. I can argue that it's probably one of the most biggest mangas ever created because it's been number one for a long time.
Yeah.
So, but the thing about this though, I don't. When I first heard about it, I was kind of scared because I was like, why would they choose One Piece to be to be like a live action? You know what I mean? Because I didn't think it was possible. But we'll talk about that, I guess. So, what were your first initial thoughts when you heard that they were coming out with a One Piece manga? I mean, live action.
I don't know. I mean, I didn't think it was real, to be honest, until like we actually started hearing the actual news. Um, but I heard they're making this, they're making Naruto, they're making a whole bunch of shit. So it's like, hey, if they have the money to do it, of course Netflix still buy the rights to do it. I think they did. They already did Cowboy, and they did one other Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
Two shows, two animes that I think that's highly like they're able to do something like that. I feel like you can do a live action Death Note, and I feel like you could do a live action Cowboy Bebop. Judging by what I've seen on the Western side of what we've done with like kind of cyberpunk or like futuristic worlds, I feel like Cowboy Bebop is definitely something you can pull off.
I
Because
mean, I guess not.
yeah, because
Yeah,
what came out was not it. I remember we were talking about this. We made a video about it. How Cowboy Bebop was kind of just dry and boring,
yeah.
and the scenes were like the fight scenes and stuff were kind of whack, and the characters were kind of whack too.
It was just I think it was just a boring. I think it was just a boring show. Like,
Mm-hmm.
even though like obviously, I think I don't know Cowboy Bebop just in general. I think not the best part about it, but like one of the best parts like is the fact that it is animation. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah,
it's like if that's gone, that's like a major pillar. Like, it's like the animation, the characters, and then like the music. You know what I mean? Those are like three major pillars of that show. And like with the animation gone, it's like you gotta tee up with the other two, and they didn't really do that. I mean, in my opinion, so it was just really boring. Even though they were going over the same story beats as the anime. And
yeah, and there's something about the anime too. Like you can do like a lot of facial expressions and kind of amplify a personality with anime, and you can't really show that off in live action.
yeah,
So Spike always came off as kind of being like just kind of boring, and we like Spike because Spike is usually like kind of like the cool dude, and he's kind of funny at the same time. And I feel like this Spike wasn't any of those things.
yeah. But you know, they made a One Piece one. I was just like, I don't know, 8 episodes for a show that's kind of still going on. I'm just kind of my main, I think, point. Even after watching the show, is just kind of like, is this for people fans, or is this for people who weren't fans? Like, you know what I mean? Because because I feel like it kind of, because if it's for people who weren't fans, I just feel like people wouldn't even be checking for this in the first place. Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about regular people, obviously. Like, you know what I mean? Like, regular people are like, oh, they made a live action. Like, what would be drawing me to this? And then fans is kind of like, there's no way they can fully adapt it for every fan to be happy. You know what I mean? Like, something's gonna be off. Like, you know what I mean? So I was just kind of like, I wonder. I'm kind of trying to figure out who the target audience is for. But I mean, like, even if, like, as long as it's good, that's all that matters. But I just want to figure out, like, is it for non-fans or to try to get them to be fans?
I think it's both. I think it's both. I think it's more towards the fans. Like I definitely think 100% that it's geared more to the fans, but it is also for the non-anime watchers or people who watch anime that know nothing about One Piece or who's intimidated to watch One Piece because it's such a long show. You know what I mean?
But then they're going to eventually have to catch up to One Piece, like the newest arc. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I like the show's not even over yet. For them to make a series, I would understand if they made a movie, but they're making a series, so more seasons are gonna come out. And how many arcs did it do in this once in 8 episodes? They did a couple arcs already.
Yeah, so they did I think they're called the Black Cat Pirates.
That was the last one, the last arc that they ended on was the Arlong arc. And then before that,
they did 3 arcs basically. They did the I keep on forgetting about them because he's so irrelevant. They did the Marine base arc with
the Hammer and
the Hammer X dude, and then they hopped on to the Black Cat Pirates.
No, it was before that.
Oh, Sanji? Did they do the Sanji?
Yeah, they did the Sanji.
Yeah. They did
the Usopp.
Usopp, yeah.
So
they did a lot.
A lot of arcs.
8 episodes, yeah. They
so
did a lot.
Like, eventually they're gonna have to. It's gonna catch up to the anime. I mean, it could end after a couple seasons. Who knows? What I'm saying, like, I don't know. That's what I mean by, like, if it's for the fans, it's just another.
They have time, bro. They have time because I think it was announced that One Piece was gonna end pretty soon, like within like the next 3 years, and I don't think they're gonna catch up with the anime.
I don't.
And there's a lot of material they can use. Like, there's a lot. Definitely. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it depends on what they're gonna do with the episode listing. Are they gonna give them more episodes, or because that things can change up now that they've seen that people probably are gonna be willing to watch it more. So
Netflix it's usually an 8 episode thing. Like the live action Avatar would be like 8 episodes.
That's kind of whack, bro. I miss when shows used to be like 23 episodes a season.
But they're an hour long, so it's like
I watched that.
I'm saying like they're making it longer so they can tighten it up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would rather that than 23 minutes of like 18 episodes, like on some Flash shit. Like, I'd rather just watch, like, I'm more of a fan of shorter series, is like, you know what I mean? But as long as the episode is long and it fulfills the point. But yeah, so I would say they probably spent like 2 arcs on a season. No, 2 episodes on an arc. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's for the amount of time, like, they use their time wisely. Like, that's one thing that I realized watching the show. They use their time really wisely in how to depict the story. The thing is, why I'm kind of biased is that I'm a fan and I know what happens, so I'm not sure if, like, I'm missing things because I feel like I have all the information. So when I see the show, I feel like the way how they did it made sense to me, because, like, okay, we don't, to the One Piece, that's why I kind of say it's like it is kind of geared to the One Piece fans, because we kind of know the story already. So you don't got to tell us everything. You can tell us just enough, like, it has to be a lot. Like, you got to give a good amount of information to the point where it's like, what the fuck are you guys doing, right? But I feel like they give us the information that we need as One Piece, as the OG One Piece fans, to be okay with what they're presenting to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
But I'm curious on the people who are not watchers. Like, are they feeling like something's missing out? But then again, I don't think they could feel that. I don't. Then again, I don't know if they can feel that if they don't know what they're missing.
So, because I'm on the complete opposite. You know what I mean? And I had to watch. I just watched it as like I mean, I know shit about One Piece, obviously, and I remember I remember these arcs in the cartoon, like when I was watching it back in like 4Kids and shit. But I was still. That's what I meant by like how it's kind of like. I revert to the question like who is it for? Just because on the other side, in 8 episodes, I still don't really feel like they're like a team. Like, you know what I mean? Like that family aspect that you get from watching the actual manga, like the actual anime. Like, but I could say they succeeded by. It really just made me want to watch the show, like the actual anime. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of watching this. Just because I know like the first thing I started thinking of, just because it was so recent, like how would they do Gear 5? Like how would they get away with certain things that they can only pull off? Like when I was watching the show, I'm looking at it, I'm like, 3 swords is kind of stupid. Like, you know, like just the little things, like, so. Like, is this regular for people just to have random color hair? Like, Shanks just kind of looks weird to me. Like, but it's just because, like, if I was a fan of the anime, it's like, yeah, of course he has red hair. It makes sense. But in out of context, I'm trying to figure out, like, just more about, like, the world itself, where in animation, I don't have to figure that out. Like, but in this world, I'm trying to look at it without the context. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, why are certain people looking like that? Like in the anime, like the first thing I was thinking of is Alvida. How like she looks in the anime, she's supposed to look like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like where in that live action, just kind of felt more like hokey. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're
saying. Does that make more sense? Like it looked a little. It just looked. Like it didn't make sense. Like, why is she like that? Versus in the anime, it's just like, of course she's like a monster, like a fat bitch. Like, people are like, that's where she's pretty and shit. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I was just asking more questions because I didn't have the context of just like of anime. Like, it's like, oh, that's just how anime is. Of course they look like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think too is like that's the thing that when I said in the beginning of this video is like. One Piece is probably one of the toughest shows to ever do live action because everyone looks weird,
but it's on purpose. Like, you know what I mean? Like they look like that on purpose. Like how would they portray Jinbei, and like how would they portray that robot nigga like that does this, like like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, Frankie,
that on purpose, like, or like, you know, versus like, I don't know. That's why it's like it's good. I understand how they did this. This is pretty concise, but once it gets to higher seasons, it's gonna be like, yo, what the fuck are they gonna do for that? Like, and will it actually make sense for, like, you know what I mean, for the fans as well? Cause like this first, like the beginning to the Arlong arc, it's like, okay, they did a solid job. Like, you know, what I mean? Like once it gets to like the fighting gets crazier, like
that's the easiest part. The Arlong, you know like. That's the easiest part right now.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Just because I don't watch the show, but I have context of how crazy the show gets. Like, you know what I mean?
Bro, I'm at the point where like when they get to like where we're at now, it's like, what are they gonna do, bro?
The
like,
Toon Force and shit. And he's like, like how are they gonna portray that?
I don't know, man. And I definitely think it's gonna get to the point where they're gonna have to make it look kind of like different in a way where like, it doesn't look too cheesy.
They're gonna have to change directions, like, you know, like, to a degree. Like, it's just, yeah, that's what I meant. I don't know, but overall I did enjoy it. Like, I think it's definitely the best live action shit we've got that I've seen so far. But yeah,
And like we got an example of like when it was kind of like they're smart. I feel like with the fighting, they didn't use the gum power as much because I don't think they're prepared for that yet. Like they don't know. Like they're just trying to get it out and see how it is. And now the second season, they're really gonna have to like better. Yeah, they're really gonna have to work on the fighting scene. They did a decent job. Like I understand why they didn't go all out because like that was one of the things that was like kind of iffy for me was like the fighting is like okay like Luffy was going like gum Gatlin like every 3 seconds, bro, going crazy. But it's like they can't overdo that because the CGI is like it's mid. I ain't gonna hold you.
Stretchy powers is just so hard to do. Like,
yeah,
like it's just a really hard to do, and I feel like that's one of the coolest part about Luffy is like that he can do that. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's why it's like taking it to live action. It's just you start realizing like why don't the military use guns? Like why don't they use guns?
They do use guns though.
There was no guns.
That's the thing. They weren't really using the guns in the show though.
Like,
that's the issue.
I was just so confused. Like, and then like, so like you could just kill Marines. They were killing those niggas.
Yeah, they kill Marines.
That's it. Oh, I don't know. I was just asking like.
They're pirates, bro.
No, like, you know, because Luffy's like, we're not those type of pirates where he came and sliced a nigga.
You talking about Zoro?
Yeah,
Zoro be slicing niggas, bro.
I don't know. I was just wondering.
It's like one of those things like they're like anti-heroes, bro. Like they save countries and help countries, but like at the end of the day, they're pirates, so like they're being hunted. And the only way they can defend themselves, bro, this is real life, bro. Like, you're gonna die if you don't kill niggas. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things that they like, they fight if they have to. They're not looking for Marines, but like Marines, if they're getting hunted and they're trapped in the corner, they're like, okay, I guess I have to kill them. And Luffy, I don't really think Luffy's out there killing them because he does punches versus when Zoro has like a blade. You know what I mean? So yeah, so he be. And Usopp, you know, he don't really kill anyone because he doesn't use bullets. Like he uses like little gadgets. And then Nami has a staff. So Zoro's the only one with a deadly weapon, and they're not thinking about really human life. So I think he just be slicing them up. I don't think they necessarily always die though. They can just have wounds. But
all right, let's just jump into the action. What do you think about just the action overall, like as a fan versus like you know like what you expected and what you actually got?
So what I was expecting for the action, it was a lot better than what I was expecting. I thought it was gonna be like really cartoonish, and they were gonna try to make it look like the anime, like to a full extreme to the point where it wouldn't look good in live action because there's a lot of things you can do with in animation and you can't that doesn't look weird in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I definitely thought like it was cool. I thought the fighting was cool. I don't think it was like A1 fighting, but it satisfied me. Like it gave me like okay, like damn, like they can really possibly pull this off like the way I want to see it in the future. Like, you know what I mean?
I think that's kind of how I felt about this whole show overall. Like it wasn't like everything about it was like, oh yeah, it's like that satisfied me. Like that's something like not really big into it. I was just enjoying it throughout. Like you know what I mean?
like it was like the first like live action show that wasn't like a failing grade. That's how I took it as. A lot of people are hyping it up though. Like a lot of people are working with it. Like, yo, this shit is fire. I ain't gonna lie, this shit is good, but I wouldn't hype it up the way how I've been seeing people are hyping it up. But I definitely want another season because I want to see what they can pull off.
Yeah, I think hyping it up can really backfire. I definitely think they should definitely take some criticism. And I think the main people who are hyping it up were the anime fans who were like, you know, I never thought it would work, but it works. Like, you know what I mean? But I'm looking at it more of like, is it good? That's all that really matters. Like, you know what I mean? Is it? I thought it was good. So I mean, I definitely would watch another season. I think, but that worriness is just never gonna go away about how crazy the show gets. Like, Sanji was probably my favorite character in the show, in the anime. But in the show, I seen that I could just tell they toned him down a bit. You know, they toned down a lot of the fan stuff a bit.
I think they needed to do that because
they definitely did.
Yeah, like that was one of the things that I seen. Like they were able to capture all the characters, essence of the characters, and how they would be in real life. Because like in Cowboy Bebop, remember that last episode when Ed showed up? We don't want that, bro. You don't want them to act weird. This looks retarded. Like he's just, at the end of the day, this looks dumb. So I can see why they toned him down. They made him more like like a swaggy simp, basically.
Yeah,
he's a simp. And I'm sure it's like gonna come out more, like probably in the later seasons, hopefully. And then they show Zoro. Zoro's like, you know, the serious one, and like he likes drinking, but they didn't make like him drinking like a gigantic jug like he always does, you know, because it's not realistic. You know, they're making it like more realistic. And Luffy, of course, he's like a goofy dude. I ain't gonna lie, they made this dude seem like he has more of a brain. I ain't gonna hold you, but like he's still dumb at the end of the day. Like he still comes off as like, yo, he's like kind of like stupid. Like yeah, but it gives off the essence as Luffy, and like he's funny still.
Yeah, I think the best part about him is his optimism. Just like
optimism, yeah, he's just a super optimistic guy. Yeah,
it's very like contagious.
And then Usopp, you know what I like what they did with Usopp, because Usopp be like, I ain't gonna hold you, Usopp like he's an annoying ass dude. Like he's an annoying ass dude. He lies and he's like he keeps on taunting and shit. But they made him they gave him the Usopp vibe, but they didn't put him in your face as much as they did in the anime, to the point where it'll be like annoying in real life. I feel like I'll just be weird, like, why is this dude here? But I gotta say that the thing about the show is that with the time frame that they have, it does lose a lot of like kind of like why they're so close to begin with, because like it's so fast. Like especially Sanji, bro. Like I was watching, I was like, the Sanji arc, I was like, and then they didn't have like a really serious conversation with Luffy for Luffy to be feeling him. You know what I mean? And then he had a disagreement with Luffy. Like he didn't want to join the crew at first. And then he just joins the crew, and then he's like, yo, like, yeah, bro, we're family now, bro. Like, let's fight. Like, it got to the point, like, it was like that.
Yeah.
I feel like the only character they really got that kind of well within those 8 episodes was probably Zoro and Nami, but those are like the first 2 people he found. You know what I mean? So I guess.
I mean, I didn't get it with either of them. I know how big of a scene that was that helped me scene. It was definitely cool. Like I felt the vibes. Like it was definitely cool that he would help her and shit. But I just still felt like he was like, yo. he was like, yo. He was like, yo. She told us to fuck off, and he's like, no. She has to tell me herself. She was like, make her fuck off. She's like, do you really believe that? I was just like, what do you like? It was kind of pissing me off. I was just like, nigga, she said leave her the fuck alone. And like, he was just on it. Like, kind of like it was supposed to happen versus it felt more natural. I know in the anime, there's more, like they chill more before that whole Arlong shit happens. So of course he's like, oh yeah, she like he gets the vibe, but it was just too fast for me. Like, and that also with the Zoro thing as well. It's like, I'll follow you to the end of time. It was just like, I don't know.
So I was gonna talk about that scene, because that was like one of the scenes in the anime when I was a kid that gave me chills, bro. That shit gave me chills when he put the hat on.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, the thing is, like Nami, like she was more of an asshole in the beginning. Like she was more of like, I don't really fuck with y'all. I'm just really using you. I wish they betrayed they portrayed that more. They made it seem like she felt bad for them, kind of. But in the anime, now she was really just like, yo, I don't give a fuck about y'all. Although like there was like some scenes that kind of showed that she kind of cared. Like that whole scene where Zoro, like she cared about him so much. Like nah, but that's not Nami, bro. Like in the beginning, she was just all about trying to save her own island.
Yeah.
And I feel like they should have played with that more of her being kind of like the bad guy in the situation a little bit. And then like in Luffy,
before you cut that off, I think what they wanted to do was they wanted to have that twist moment, like, oh, she's with the Arlong crew. It, like,
yeah,
yeah. I don't know. It didn't hit that hard.
It didn't hit that hard because she was already caring of them to begin with. And then in Luffy, I understand what you were saying, but Luffy was like kind of like in denial sometimes. In the show, if they pull it off better, because he doesn't say like, "Oh, are you really?" So he doesn't ask those questions. He's like, "Come on, just join my crew." Like he doesn't.
I can tell.
He understands that he's being denied, but he doesn't want to accept it. You know what I mean? In this one,
he wants her. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, I'm still gonna try to get her, bro. I'm still gonna try to get her." In this one, it makes it seem like he's like, "Oh yeah, he's already hit
to be on my team."
Yeah, like she's destined. Yeah.
That's kind of cool. But yeah, okay, we could. Let's just talk about negatives. Like, what do you have negatives? I told you my negatives. I have a couple more, but yeah.
So we already talked about time constraints. Kind of takes away like the bonding of the characters,
which is one of the most main important things like for the show. Like
that's one of the main reasons why I watched the show, because of their friendship. Two, I would have to say, it's funny because you showed me a video already and I seen it. I seen it as like, it's kind of hard displaying Zoro's three sword style kind of in real life, and seeing his sheath bend like that was kind of crazy. And I seen that when I was watching the show. I was like, did that bend? I was like, nah, I'm bugging. I have to rewind it just to see if it bended. But I can get over it. I'm not like a nitpicky person to the point where it's gonna like make me go crazy. And then
wait, just to talk more about that, it's just because also I don't know what I was watching, but I seen a pretty recent fight with Zoro like in the anime. I don't know who was playing. Some like I don't know some giraffe nigga or some shit. And and it was just like, there's no way
they're gonna pull that off.
There is no way. Like, it's cool when he pulls out the double swords, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But when I just don't like. I don't know. It just didn't do it for me. Zoro's really fucking cool. Like I fuck with Zoro heavy. Like he's one of him and Sanji were like the two coolest niggas I thought on the show. Like just like visually wise and how they fight and shit is really cool and shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, but that fight with Mihawk was not good.
Mm-hmm.
With that little pen shit, I wasn't vibing with it. Just me personally.
That's what really happened though. He was fighting.
Yeah, I know. I've seen that fight. Like it's cool in anime, but in real life, it's kind of like, I don't know. Like that's what I mean. Yeah.
It needed to be more epic, bro. I feel like they could have used that little knife thing.
Yeah.
But it should have been more epic of a fight.
That fight, like, cause like he almost kills him, and this is like, it kind of just felt like it was like he's like, yo, I gotta kill him now, and then like. He's like, all right, yeah, I'll fight you tomorrow. That's cool. Like, let's just wait until tomorrow. Let's bang out. And then they fight, and then it was really short. Sliced him, and then they're like, yo, I think he's about to die. And then it leads into the whole Sanji helping him out and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
the in terms of looks, in terms of character looks, I thought Mihawk was the best one.
Yeah, I think
I feel like it didn't look weird the way how he looked.
Yeah,
I feel like it actually looked like Mihawk.
Yeah,
that's what I like. I thought it was kind of was cool that they. I didn't find it a big deal. I don't know. I wonder if people find it a big deal that they were pulling out other outfits on them because Luffy had like.
But I think it was pretty cool. Like,
oh yeah. I didn't have a problem with it, but I know like probably fans would be like, oh, why is he not wearing the vest?
I think all the outfits were from the anime. Like at one point. That's what I heard. So,
yeah, but the shirt that Luffy was wearing, though, I'm not sure if that ever showed up early in the show because that was in the Sora arc. I kind of feel like, but I don't really care. But I'm pretty sure too, like the outfits that they were wearing were like outfits in the mangas because you know how mangas be having like outfit like sheets. Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen some of them in the manga pages.
But yeah, what new Arlong? I feel like sometimes he worked, sometimes he didn't.
Yeah.
Like 50-50.
Yeah. I do like the actor. I do like the actor. I feel like he was cool. I feel like his
voice was really good. Like,
good. His voice was really good, yeah. But I feel like the fight should have been crazier, bro.
Because I know how big of a fight that is. That's like one of the first times where Luffy's like really sweating in a fight. You know,
in the Warlords.
Did he use his sword?
Who?
Did Arlong even use his sword?
His sword. So yeah, he used his sword, but his sword got broken in 2 seconds. Like Luffy caught it, and he broke it. I was like, okay, like damn.
I don't know. I would have liked it if Arlong was just a little bit more buffer. Frolic. You know what I mean? Like yeah, like he was like the way he talked, he definitely felt like a threat. But I just felt like visually he's not like he didn't really look that big.
And I feel like the boxing should have been crazier. Like the boxers, they did pull out a fight like the finishing blow in the anime, like when he stretched the hammer, the Gatling and then the hammer. Yeah, they did do that, but it's like I feel like it was more epic. And that's the thing that the show was lacking. They were too afraid to go too epic because it would look weird. But make it epic in a different way, I guess. I don't know, because like the fighting scene just seemed like it was like a like it wasn't even long, bro. The fight wasn't even long. It was like at least like a couple of minutes, like 10 minutes of them actually fighting, and then it was over. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then also, I know this is random, but I didn't know that was Luffy's granddad. They don't look nothing alike, but that's fine.
Are you talking about Garp?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
There's a reason why they don't look alike, though.
I mean, I'm assuming it's something of that nature. What's it called?
You even care? Like, do you care if I even tell you why they don't look alike?
Are they not related?
They're not related. Like, none of it. Almost every time when Luffy meets someone, oh yeah, that's my family. Like, they're not actually blood related. It's just some kid that he was taking care of. I don't think Garp is related to Luffy, but it is. It's confusing. I gotta look back because
when I googled it, he popped up. So I don't know.
Yeah, so he might actually, because I'm not sure if he's related to Luffy's father.
I could see him being like his son got into like some Brazilian box or something.
There's a theory going on too that the show kind of touches on, and I remember hearing about this as a kid, and like it's kind of funny that the actor who played Luffy kind of almost like slipped up and told something he wasn't supposed to say. But you know how in the first scene you see Goldie Roger and then you see Shanks.
Yeah,
you see Shanks and then you see like that girl. Everyone believes that's Crocodile. Everyone believes Crocodile. The guy with the hook.
Oh yeah.
Sand dude with the hook.
Oh, she's a girl.
So everyone believes that Crocodile. There's like this whole theory that people think Crocodile could possibly be Luffy's mom, and she got.
Wait, isn't that a nigga though?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So there's a guy called a girl guy called I think his name is Eva, and one of his abilities he can change your gender. And in Impel Down, the little arc in Impel Down, I feel like they won't really touch on it like that because they didn't really touch on it on the anime like that. he was saying he was calling Crocodile in the jail like, "Hey, Croc boy, like Croc boy, I know your secret." And Crocodile like, "Shut up! Don't be talking about my secret." So everyone's insinuating that like he could have possibly been a girl, and there's been little Easter eggs where Oda would draw Crocodile as a girl. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a possibility like, and I don't know why people think that can be Luffy's mom. I don't know. It's because like the area, the location, maybe Dragon is from that area. I'm not really 100% sure, but there's rumors that they think that Crocodile could have been Luffy's mom. But I don't understand how he would act like that's not his kid at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. What would you rate this up?
I would give it a 7.
7.
Yeah. I'd give it a passing grade.
Me, I think I would give it a 7.5.
7.5.
I think for what it was just something different, like to watch, like versus because I'm not a pirate fan. I don't give a fuck about pirates and shit. But it was just something. It was something to watch, and I enjoyed it. And I'm interested to see like what happens in the future.
And if it goes like, I don't mean to be pessimistic, but and if it goes bad, like I wouldn't even be mad at the creators too much because it looked like they really are trying. Like,
yeah, they definitely tried.
They built the boats, bro. Like they physically.
Yeah, the sets on this shit was amazing. I gotta give them like the scenery and shit. Yeah, you gotta give it to them. I think seeing this gives me more hope in the Avatar show.
Yeah.
Actually, never mind. I take that back because the creators left that.
They left.
They left that a while ago. But I think hopefully Naruto they get the backing of the creator of Naruto, and then they make. If they could do this, imagine like Konoha Village and shit. Like I think they could definitely pull that off.
They can do ninjas, bro. They can do that, bro. Come on, bro. They gotta be able to do
They just gotta. They need to get the niggas from Ongbok and shit, so we can, you feel me? Like some real action. I feel like that's really what it was missing back. But I don't think early One Pieces are really about the action. It's more about the adventure and shit. You know what I mean?
It was more kiddish. It was like more like kiddish and happy. It's the easiest. I feel like it's the easiest part of One Piece to make live action. That's why when it gets to like Skypiea and stuff like that, that's when it's gonna be like, oh shit, like how they gonna pull it off. And Skypiea, I feel like you could do it. You just gotta make a dude who can zip around, electricity powers. But
I don't know anything in that, but of that nature. But yeah, 7.5. I think is good. I definitely think you should watch it if they haven't. I think I don't know if people who don't like anime would like this, but I think it's still good on its own.
I don't see why they would like it, because if you don't like the anime, I don't think you should like the live action, because it's more or less the same, visually.
Some
like
people don't like cartoons, man.
Is it just simply the fact that it's a cartoon?
Yeah, some people just don't like cartoons.
Glamour of wearing diamonds. Diamonds bring status, elegance, and prestige. Their brilliance makes